Hi everyone, discussing another important question based on integrated approach to medicine. Now straight away coming to the question. 46-year-old male came to medicine OPD and his BP came to be 146 by 90. 46-year-old male patient. He was advised lifestyle modification but his BP remained elevated at two separate occasions. He was prescribed an antihypertensive drug. After 3 weeks, following finding as shown in the image below is seen, which medication is most likely cause of this finding. Options are amlodipine, lisinopril, hydrochlorothiazide and furosemide. Now we have to find out that what is this image showing us. So you can see here that in the mouth region, specifically in the lips, there is a edema. So this edema is known as specifically angioedema. Now you all know that which drug causes angioedema. In these options we have to find out. Now amlodipine is a calcium channel blocker. It causes angioedema? No, it does not cause angioedema. Now another option is hydrochlorothiazide. Now this hydrochlorothiazide is a thiazide type of diuretic. Does this cause angioedema? No. Again answer is no. And this drug furosemide, it is a loop diuretic, but does this cause angioedema? Again answer is no. So here one option is left, which is lisinopril, and lisinopril, you know that it is ACE inhibitor, angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitor. So answer to this question is lisinopril. You all know that calcium channel blockers never cause angioedema, hydrochlorothiazide never cause angioedema, and furosemide also never cause angioedema. Angioedema is the most common side effect of angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors. And explaining further this question, look here, I have made this algorithm and you can understand here that angiotensin converting enzyme inhibitors act on enzyme angiotensin converting enzyme. So when this enzyme is inhibited, there is a result in the accumulation of bradykinin, because this enzyme, when this enzyme was active, this enzyme used to degrade this bradykinin. But now as this enzyme is not functioning, bradykinin level increases, and you know that bradykinin is a potent vasodilator, so it results in the angioedema. So by this algorithm you can understand that why angioedema is occurring when angiotensin converting enzyme or ACE inhibitors are given to the patient. Now some of the important point I want you should remember about this angioedema is, angioedema is seen in first 12 weeks of the treatment. So in question also they have mentioned after 3 weeks. So you can understand here that angioedema is seen in the first 12 weeks. Remember, 12 weeks is the time in which angioedema is seen. Also remember this, the same bradykinin is responsible for the dry cough, which is most characteristically seen with these ACE inhibitors. Angioedema is a self-limiting condition resolved within 24 to 48 hours of stopping the drug. And what are the sites where this angioedema is seen? Most commonly seen on lips, face and on the tongue. Rarely, very rarely it is seen on the larynx, pharynx and subglottic area. Now moving on to the other options, what are the side effects, common side effects of the other drugs which are given in the option? You all know that amlodipine is a calcium channel blocker. So what is the side effect? Side effect is peripheral edema, constipation, gingival hyperplasia, and etc. Hydrochlorothiazide, I have told you it is a thiazide type of diuretic, and the side effect is hyperglycemia, hypercalcemia, hyperuricemia. Furosemide is a loop diuretic and the side effects are ototoxicity, hypokalemia and allergy. All these drugs have a side effect, but angioedema is not their side effect. Try to remember that ACE inhibitors has only two most common and most characteristic side effect, that is dry cough and angioedema. So these type of questions which I have discussed here are in current fashion in today's scenario, and I request you, I am again and again requesting you in my videos that try to practice more and more such question. I will be sharing more and more question on my channel based on these type of clinical scenarios in which we will try to integrate various subject of the medicine and various branches of the medicine, and we will see that these question you practice as many as possible. So like the video, share this and subscribe my channel, and lastly I want to say thanks for watching. Thank you.